Greetings, loved ones. Although some forms of abuse and neglect are more difficult to detect than others, there are always signs or clues which, singly or together, suggest that a child might need help. Two types of clues are usually given by an abused or neglected child: physical indicators and behavioral indicators. So today we're going to talk about indicators of child sexual abuse and emotional maltreatment. Help us get these messages out. Please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Hit the like button and the notification bell, and please share these messages with others because you could save a life. So let's talk about clues to recognizing sexual abuse. There will be some physical indicators. They will have somatic complaints, including pain and irritation of the genitals. They may have sexually transmitted diseases or a pregnancy. Bruises or bleeding from external genitalia, vagina or anal region, genital discharge, torn, stained, or bloody underclothes, frequent, unexplained sore throats, yeast or urinary infections. There are also behavioral indicators of sexual abuse, such as the victim's disclosure of the sexual abuse, poor peer relationships, inability to relate to children of the same age. Then there are regressive behaviors such as thumb sucking and bedwetting, fear of the dark, or reattachment to a favorite toy. There can also be sudden changes in behavior and promiscuity or seductive behavior. And in addition to this, they can have aggression or act with delinquency. They could be truant or experimenting chronic running away, prostitution, substance abuse. They may have difficulty in walking or sitting, and they may be reluctant to participate in recreational activities. In young children, signs of sexual abuse would be that they're preoccupied with his or her sexual organs, or their parents or their other children's have recurrent nightmares or disturbed sleep patterns or fear of the dark. Also, there may be unusual and age-inappropriate interest in sexual matters or age-inappropriate ways of expressing affection. Also, there may be avoidance of undressing or the wearing of extra layers of clothes. There could be sudden avoidance of certain familiar adults or places, and there can be a sudden decline in school performance. So those were clues to recognizing physical sexual abuse. So now let's look at some clues to how you can recognize emotional abuse. Except regarding bizarre and deviant behavior, there is a wide range of opinion of what is emotionally abusive or neglectful. Some argue that spanking is a degrading experience, humiliating to a child, while others regard physical discipline as a necessary parental behavior. The Model Child Protection Act, developed by the National Center on Child Abuse and Neglect, provides criteria to aid in identifying emotional abuse. Emotional abuse causes emotional or mental injury, and the effect of an emotional abuse can be observed in the child's abnormal behavior and performance. And this constitutes a handicap to the child and is lasting rather than temporary. So let's talk about some physical indicators of emotional abuse of a child. They may have eating disorders, including obesity or anorexia. They may have speech disorders such as stuttering or stammering. They could also have developmental delays in the acquisition of speech or motor skills. Their weight or height level could be substantially below the norm. And they may have flat or bald spots on an infant's head. There may be frequent vomiting. They may have nervous disorders such as hives, rashes, facial tics, or stomach aches. So behavioral, emotional abuse also has behavioral indicators. So let's talk about those behavioral indicators. They could have habit disorders such as biting, rocking, headbanging. They could have regressive disorders such as thumb sucking and baby talk or bedwetting by an older child. They could be soiling a school-age child, soiling their pants. They may have poor relation with peers. Also, you may see withdrawal or self-isolation. You could see cruel behavior appearing to get pleasure from causing harm to children, adults, or animals, and they seem to get pleasure from being abused. You may also observe substance abuse, excessive risk-taking, suicide attempts, severe depression, and even in some girls and boys, prostitution. You'll see delinquency, you may see fire setting, you may see age-inappropriate behavior, and you may see a loss of touch with reality, frequent daydreaming and hallucinating, or extreme fantasies and behavioral extremes like overly compliant, demanding, withdrawn, aggressive, listless to excitable. According to the CDC, over half of all the children in the world, that's 1 billion children, ages 2 to 17, experience violence every year. The question is not if you'll encounter a victim of violence. The question before God is, what will you do when you do encounter them? You could be the person who saves a life. You are called. We are all called to be champions for justice. If you're a victim of violence, please listen to me. I want you to know that you are valued, you are loved, you are intelligent, and you are worthy. God does not want you to suffer violence. He wants you to live free from violence in peace and tranquility. There is a way out, and most of all, it's not your fault. Abuse is not love, and I want you to know that you are not alone. If you're a victim of violence, reach out to someone today. If you find yourself in a dangerous situation, call 911 for help. And if you know of a child or other person suffering violence, tell the authorities. In our next episode, we're going to talk about clues to recognizing child neglect. Until then, God bless you.